Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name's Chris, and tonight I checked out this movie called The Risen. It is written and directed by Eddie Arya and is about a town which gets hit by a meteor, killing all the people in it. The people then start to rise back up when out of the meteor's destruction rises this big alien structure, and then some hijinks ensue. Thought the trailer looked interesting for this movie. It looked like it had some decent production value. And while I think the cinematography is pretty good in a lot of this movie, everything else is incredibly bad in ways that are amateur and embarrassing sometimes, especially the CGI effects feel like they're from early 2000s. And it certainly doesn't help that the cinematography is pretty good a lot of times. Sometimes the lighting's pretty good, and then they put it over like green screen over effects over top, or this stuff is laid over green screen backgrounds and it looks awful. And it's such a weird juxtaposition. If the storyline and everything was super compelling and great, I probably would just let the CGI go, but it's just like a compounding on all these things. The writing here is bad. This is an incredibly boring movie. Our lead character, she is essentially, do you ever see that Michael Cera meme from Arrested Development where he's just walking along depressed? That's like who our main character is. She has basically no emotion. She is detached from the movie, from the story, from anything. You have no feelings for this person. There's no empathy. She doesn't talk for like the first half an hour or so. I don't understand the point. It was a bad choice. Like I said, I think the premise here is somewhat interesting, of this town dying and something's happening. And I feel like the goal here was to make like an Arrival type thing where scientists are doing science and trying to figure it out and unraveling a mystery. But instead of unraveling a mystery, it's just sequences of people longingly staring at things and pondering. And I don't mind like contemplative scenes like that if there was an effect to it, meaning like it feels like the movie thought it just dropped this like mind-blowing idea, this like super hard sci-fi idea that now you as a viewer are like comprehending where it could go, but it never does that. Instead, it's just like we're all sitting there waiting for something to happen, and nothing fucking happens. The music, my God, the music, it's just strings non-stop, and sometimes it's so goddamn loud in the mix. And it just goes on. Everything is like for 2 hours. Music can bring so much drama or levity or whatever. It brings an emotion to the scenes. And when every scene is the same mellow, sad string ensemble, slow string coming in, it just makes everything feel the same. It's so fucking dull, backed up by the performance of this person just being super depressed and boring, and you don't even care why. It doesn't really even matter why. Then you have this alien structure thing, which is kind of cool. The whole time I'm thinking this is like the Audio Slave music like fucking album cover, so I was like, there's like these news anchor scenes throughout the whole movie that sound like they're like college students like trying to sound like what a news anchor sounds like. There's times where the lines are like fudged and they just leave it in there.
The question is, Marcus, if this was a chemical bomb, why a small farming community? If this really was a terrorist attack, why not a major city?
All these things compact on top of each other. And the movie is like 2 hours long, which also doesn't help. You get to about an hour and a half in and it kind of starts shifting gears, sorta, but not really. It doesn't work. None of this works at all. I think it's just surprising because it like messes with your brain when you see shots that look like they could be from like a Swedish Netflix show or something. Like this dreary look, and the lighting is good sometimes. You're like, wow, that looks legit. And they have all these props and they have a million extras, and you're like, this is all legit. And then a lady's walking in front of the worst looking CGI fucking train I've ever seen in my life, and it just doesn't make any sense. There's just not much here. I mean, they got like slow-mo scenes, but they shot it in 24 instead of like 120, so when they slowed it down, it looks jerky like you used to. I didn't like the movie, okay? I'll just say it. I love sci-fi movies. I did not like this one. Seems like they were trying to go for like an Arrival type thing. They never got there. Not a fan of The Risen. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything I should be checking out. And then can you like the video, subscribe if you're not, and I will catch you here next time, guys. Goodbye.